Welcome to another episode of Dynamic Diecasters, where this week we're actually going to continue our Ghostbusters Ecto-1 build. And with that, it's going to be issues or stages 27 through 30. So when we come back, we'll go ahead and get started on issue or stage 27. Welcome back. Like I said before the break, we would be working on issue 27 through 30, stages 27 through 30 today. I'm running into an issue because they changed, I think, from the beginning. They used to have a separate issue for each stage, and now they've consolidated them into one issue per month with all the stages in it. So that's why I keep saying issues versus stages. But anyhow, stage 27, well, actually, all the stages I'll go through right now, and then we'll talk about what I'll be working on in this stage. But for stage 27, we're going to be working on the engine bulkhead as well as parts for the windshield wiper system and the power brakes. And then in stage 27, we'll be working on parts of the left side of the exhaust system. On stage 29, it looks like we'll be working on the right side of the exhaust system. And then in stage 10, we'll be assembling the rear axle and the differential for the Ecto-1, as well as brake parts for the rear wheels. Which means that those probably won't be put on because I don't think, well, we might, I don't know. We'll see when we get there. But we don't have the tires yet. So I would envision that we won't be putting those on anything at this point. But anyhow, let's get started on stage 27. And like I said, this is the engine bulkhead as well as parts for the windshield wiper system, which, if you consider how big windshield wipers are, and with that, the fact we don't have the hood, those parts may actually not be installed at this moment either, but I don't know. We'll see how it comes out when we actually assemble everything. So anyhow, so here's the first part. I'll pull all of these screws right now, and we'll talk about those at the end. But the first part is the engine bulkhead. And then we've got the blower unit, which is this piece right here. We've got the power brake reservoir vacuum cylinder. And then we've got the, let's see, where is it? I think it's this one, yeah. The windshield washer pump. Then we've got the, yeah, that's this one, I think. Yeah, if I can get it out of here. This is the windshield washer motor. And then we've got the blower vacuum power unit. These are so flippin' tiny that you can't pick them up on the camera, but it's just amazing the amount of detail that's going into this thing. And then the power brake reservoir, I think it's this one. Can't tell based on the picture, but it looks like it's this part right here. No, actually this looks like it's the blower vacuum power unit, which I think is what I just said. This is the power brake reservoir master cylinder. So correct what I said a minute ago. And then the picture doesn't look like this, but I'm thinking this is the power brake reservoir distributor. Anyhow, and then we've got this one is the bulkhead, wait a minute, the power brake reservoir fluid line, which is the shorter of the cables. And then we've got two brackets, bolt bulkhead support strut brackets right here. They're basically the same piece twice. And then we've got 2 bulkhead support struts, which I thought these were like cables, but they're actually metal posts. So, and then lastly, we'll talk about the screws for this part of the build. There's 2 OM screws, which are right here. We've got, and the rest are plastic ones, plastic screws. We've got 1 AP screw, 5 EP screws, 2 HP screws, and then 5 IP screws. And with that, we'll go ahead and get started on this build, and when I get finished, I'll show you what we did. See you in a few minutes. And that's it for stage 27. Like I was saying, we were gonna attach the engine bulkhead, but we also attached the power brake reservoir. Let's see, what else was it? I'm trying to remember now. The blower unit for the blower power unit, the power brake reservoir, and the windshield washer onto the bulkhead. So you'll see them right, I don't know if you can see them. Here's the windshield washer unit. Then the blower unit's over here, and then the power brake reservoir is here. In addition, we also had to attach a cable here to the power brake reservoir. We also had to attach another one. I don't remember now, but even though I just did it, for some reason I'm drawing a blank. It's one of the cables down in here. I had to attach to the bulkhead underneath. You can't really see it. It's from the air filter. That's what it was. From this cable that wasn't attached previously, attached to the bulkhead on a pin down below. And then we also attached these bulkhead support brackets. So with that, that was stage 27. Stage 28, I'll move this out of the way so I can show you the parts of stage 28. But stage 28 is parts for the left side of the exhaust system. So obviously up underneath the car is where we're going to probably be working for the next couple of stages, because this is the left side. Stage 29 or 28 is the right side. So I would envision that stages 27 and 28, or 28 and 20, I worked on 27 already. Stage 28 and 29 will be pretty similar, just opposite sides of the car. So we'll be looking at the underneath of the car in the next couple of stages, at least. I don't know I can't remember what the last stage is going to be. But anyhow, I can get this plastic open. I can show you the parts. The first part is going to be the left front exhaust pipe. Actually, we could be working in here too. I don't know. Anyhow, the next part I believe is this one, which is the left rear exhaust pipe. Then we've got, not this one, let's try this one. The left muffler bottom. Then we've got the left front intermediary pipe, which looks like this one. Then we've got the left muffler top. And then we've got the left outlet pipe. And then we've got, looks like, left front muffler bracket and left rear muffler bracket. Then we've got left front intermediate pipe bracket, and And then we've got the left rear exhaust bracket. Enough brackets, then a bunch of screws. So we've got one BM screw, which I'm trying to find. One BM screw. We've got one EM screw. Two GM screws. One AP screw. One CP screw. One HP screw. And the majority of them, as you saw, I mean, there's only 5 IP screws. With that, we'll go ahead and get started on this, and I'll show you what the left side of the exhaust is going to look like. See you in a few minutes. And that's stage 28. So that was the left exhaust pipe. So I kept it flipped over so you guys can see all the work that was done. So basically the entire exhaust was run. We attach it to the manifold here and then put all this stuff together and then put it on the chassis. The only part that came, they said to save it for issue 31 or stage 31 is the rear bracket. So that's basically what we did in this stage. The next stage is going to be the other side. So basically it's going to be the exact same thing, but on this side of the chassis. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. I'll leave it upside down because I know I'm going to be working with that again. It's going to be the exact same pieces too, I imagine. So, except obviously from the perspective of the right, and who knows, the exhaust may actually be run differently, but it probably isn't. Odds are it was not done that way, but we'll see. I could be wrong, but looking at the pieces in here, they look pretty much the same as the last one. So for stage 29, we got the right exhaust pipe, which that attaches to the manifold. Then we've got the right rear exhaust. We've got the right muffler bottom. Then we've got the right front intermediate pipe. And then we've got the right muffler top. The right outlet pipe, which is this one. Then we've got the right front and right rear muffler bracket. Then we've got the right front intermediate pipe bracket, which is this, I believe. Yeah. And then we've got the rear exhaust bracket, which if it's like the last one, we probably will be keeping these for issue 31. But we'll see. And then we've got the screws again, which will probably be the exact same screws we had in the last stage, but we'll call them out anyways. So we've got one BM screw, one EM screw, two GM screws, one AP screw, one CP screw, one HP screw, and then 5 IP screws. So with that, I'll go ahead and get started. We'll see you in a few minutes. And just like that, that's stage 29. I didn't think this one would take very long. It was way quicker than the last one. I mean, I made a couple of mistakes. I put this on backwards to begin with. That's why the last one took a little bit longer, but this one I flew through. So again, I don't need to really show you too much, but Just like we did the left one, the right one mimicked the exact same thing. It was slightly different, slanted here obviously because the engine's different on this side and the positioning had to be a little bit different, but you can see what we did there. So with that, we'll move on to stage 30. I'm not sure what else I do with this, but I'll move it out of the way for now. If I have to bring it back in, I will. I know it's the brakes and the rear suspension, but I don't know if we put anything on the actual car or not. So in this part, like I said at the beginning, it's assembling the rear axle and the differential for the car, and then as well as brake parts for the rear wheels, which we don't have yet. So that's why I'm thinking those, who knows, we'll see. Not very many parts in this build either. I'll move these out of the way, but the first part, and these are metal, but the first part will be the rear axle bottom. And then obviously the rear axle top is this piece. They're both metal. So, and then it looks like the rest might be plastic, but I might be mistaken. So, I think this is the differential cover right here. And this is the differential housing. Yeah, both of these are plastic. And then I know the brakes are. So we've got 2 brake drums. Which are these right here. And then we've got the left rear backing plate and the right rear backing plate, which they're labeled L and R on the back, so that's what I'm going to go off of for knowing which one's which. And then we've got screws, so we've got 2 CM screws, we've got 4 DM screws, we've got 6 HP screws, and then 1 IP screw. So with that, I'll go ahead and get started on the last stage, and then we'll complete the episode. See you in a few minutes. And that was it for stage 30. All the parts that we actually assembled in stage 30 aren't going on the car yet. So we're gonna have like 5 parts that we haven't installed on the vehicle. First part was the rear axle and the differential. So here's the rear axle assembled, and then we've got the differential cover on this side, and then the differential right here. That'll go on the vehicle. I'm not sure what episode that'll be in, but obviously it'll be in a future build. And then here's the left and the right brake drum, or brakes. So this is the brake drum with the backing plates. And they'll go on obviously when we put the rear axle on in the tires, probably more than likely. But with that, that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying these. I'm enjoying building them for you guys. I mean, I'm getting kind of excited now that this build is starting to really come together. One episode here coming up for Ghostbusters will actually be modifying some stuff. Not sure when that'll be because the mods haven't come in yet, but I still got a lot coming in on the pipeline. So, but the next episode, we're going to continue the Star Trek Enterprise build. And then after that, we'll do another Ghostbusters build. So we'll be at stage 31 through 34 at that point. But if you like what you're watching, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel and hit that bell so you get notified when I'm putting these out. Generally, on average, I'm putting them out once a week right now. Hope to continue that trend. But for all of us at the Heart of Geek, I hope you enjoyed and have a good night. See you next time.